Look happy. Look sad. That's so good, baby. You look so good. There we go. Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Everyday Truths podcast, where we make faith real and relevant so we can live it out in our everyday lives. And today, I am joined by my husband, Wesley Richard. We have the same last name.
It's me.
As we are married. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Back again.
Back again.
Back again. You had in season 1, you had a fan favorite.
Ooh, yeah.
Fan. It's like the fans. No, you had a fan favorite episode. We talked about leaps of faith or steps of faith, and it was a really great episode because it was just reflective of our life over the last couple of years. And so today we've been going through in kind of tabletop episodes, which we are not at a tabletop.
No, we're in our home.
I should have started there. Welcome to our home. You will notice there isn't a big Everyday Truths logo behind us because we don't hang Everyday Truths logos all over our house, except in my office. I have one in my office. Yeah. But anyway, so we're here. Welcome to our home. And in these tabletop episodes, we've been answering people's questions that they've sent in. And I posted that you were going to be recording some episodes with me and had people ask questions. And we got some great questions.
Good.
And one of them really stood out because it is something that's really important to us. It was a little bit ambiguous. And so I'll tell you what the question was. It was, how do you guys work together? Now, with questions that come in, many of them are anonymous. And so I'm not able to ask clarifying questions. And so I don't mind. I don't know if they mean like in a work context or if they just mean, how do we make it work, like as a couple, or I'm not sure what it meant. And I think a lot of people assume that we work together, like in a job sense every day.
Okay.
Because you do so much ranch work and they see me out posting things in the garden and things like that. Right. We don't work together in that way as much as people assume.
Not daily, no.
Not daily. We have so many shared goals and things like that. Like our work is always interconnected. It's not like you're an accountant and I am a ballerina.
Yes.
I think those are the two. Yep.
That is perfect. Let's think of opposite jobs. New game.
New game. Opposite jobs. Should that be our game? Opposite jobs. And so, but working together is such a key principle for us in our marriage. And so I loved the question. Not exactly sure what they meant, but we're going to go with it because I think we're going to cover it. But first, a key component. But first, there's more. A key component of the Everyday Truths podcast is that everybody plays games when they come on, or games are just silly things. And so my good friend, John Pyle, and I, we both brought conspiracy theories with us.
That was fun to listen to.
It was fun. And so you said, after listening to the episode,
I have one.
Yes, exactly.
Do we get to do it?
Yes. And so you
so
said,
ready. I have to put down my drink.
You said that if we did conspiracy theories on an upcoming recording, because we knew we were going to be recording, then you had one ready. Like you had a conspiracy theory that you wanted to share. And so I wanted to give you the chance to do that because you seemed very excited about it.
Yes, maybe too excited. The nerd factor is very high, so everybody hold on to your britches. Wind turbines.
Okay, now tell me what a wind turbine is.
So recently, my dad and I were driving out West Texas. We were driving a long way to Colorado, and you get out of town a little bit, and you just start to see the giant towering white wind turbines that are collecting wind power and converting it to electricity. I'm sure most of us have gotten stuck, behind a giant 18-wheeler. It's carrying like one of the blades. So, these wind turbines are huge. They're giant. I
love when they're transporting those because somehow it is the truck.
Yeah, it's like they just put wheels on the back.
They just put wheels on it.
It's the middle of the truck.
Yeah, I don't know why that intrigues me so much, but like the wind turbine is the truck. Yeah.
Talk about like sphincter shrinker job. Like that is a job that you're like, I would be gripping white knuckle on that steering wheel. Don't mess this up.
Except
Okay,
they're so
no.
great at it. They're just like, they're drinking coffee,
Right.
listening to their audiobook, like whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's fields of these. I mean, just every once in a while, and they seem kind of in clumps, and they're just every once in a while you hit this cluster of windmills, and you can see all the way to the horizon. They're just super thick, and they're all spinning, and they're towering. You know, kind of ominous, almost like almost. It's and they all spin at the same speed, which is weird. So the conspiracy theory is that the people that own the power companies,
Okay.
put all the wind turbines out there. Okay. And so it's supposed to be like wind power, right? The wind blows the thing, converts it mechanical energy into electricity, right? And then it powers the grid. Well, they're connected to the grid. There's the conspiracy theories. The people that own the power companies and charge people money connected the windmills to the grid, but also can power them with the grid instead of the windmills powering the grid.
Okay. So what, but what would be the,
So power goes the other way. So they use power up to keep the demand for electricity high so they can charge you more money.
okay.
So the wind, you think the wind's blowing and this thing is rotating, but really it's just an electric motor that's wasting power out there.
Oh, okay. So they're just making money and.
I need you to be more shocked and excited.
Well, I didn't understand.
Okay.
Yes. This is, wow. This is shocking.
Inside a wind turbine
Man,
is a generator.
This episode's never going to air because somebody,
I know.
the recording's going to go out because you have caught on
I know.
to their evil plan.
If this is the last time you see me.
Sherry took me out for having a terrible conspiracy theory to bring.
I thought it was
No,
so
it's
good.
No. It's
but
good.
it's
You
real
created the
enough.
demand.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, cool. I thought
Because a generator is just a motor. You just run it backwards.
you would. Wesley is an electrical engineer by trade, and so this totally makes sense.
It's more complicated than that, but
I believe
totally
you.
plausible.
Okay, are you ready? I have a conspiracy theory.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Mine was.
No, you set the bar very, very high. If high means low. So my conspiracy theory, and it's not one that I've created. It is a known conspiracy theory, and it is called the Olsen quadruplets. Okay, so this is how it goes.
Olsen quads.
The
Okay.
Olsen quadruplets. So, on a TV show where they have kids on the show, especially little kids, that if it's like an infant or like a 1-year-old in the show, it's played by twins.
Yeah, they're swapping them out.
They're swapping them out. Okay. So, of course, the Olsen twins, when they were little, were on Full House. So, one kid, I think Michelle, right, was the name of the kid. One kid played by two different people. But while the Olsen twins were still young, they were playing twins in different movies and things like that. So the conspiracy theory is if they were twins on screen, then they have to be quadruplets in real life. So it's not the Olsen twins, it's the Olsen quadruplets. And I've heard even spoof things where it's like somebody that's like really like in the upper, class, very, transatlantic, who's like, oh, I can't make it. I have lunch with the Olsen quadruplets. Like, anyway, conspiracy theories. There you go. I saw a really interesting one I'll have to bring to you later, but it was like the axis theory, and somebody's like, I don't know how to explain it. But let me tell you, here's the results. Everything is 2 months late. Fall comes 2 months late. Like winter stays 2 months late. Like right now in the great state of Texas, we're in South Central Texas. It is just becoming fall right now. At the beginning of November. It's going to be 80 degrees today. And I'm just saying.
It was 48 this morning. 49.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Fall just came. It's just now happening. And so, anyway, it's the Earth's axis tilted. Anyway.
Maybe the power people are pushing the colder wind. They're connected to the grid. They turn the windmills on. It pushes the cold wind this way.
Well, there's that.
False fall.
There's that dam in China. Excuse my language. There's a dam in China that messes with the water so much that it's changing the rotation of the earth, like microscopic amounts.
I remember when you first told me that, you're like, there's a dam in China that they built that is so big that messes with the rotation of the earth. And it was like that meme that's like squinting.
The engineer.
That's like, That doesn't sound right.
But my favorite thing is trolling you. With that one, I was
Lord. With anything physics, what's the fourth dimension?
Smell. So we're
It's like a dagger in my heart every time.
Yeah, and so it's like my favorite thing is to mess with Wes just by saying the most but with conviction, I'll say it. And he's looking at me like, are you serious right now? Like, I feel like you are so much smarter than this. And maybe I'm not. Maybe I just say things whether or not I know them with the exact same conviction. I'm a pretty good troll like that. Yeah. So with the tabletop episodes where we're answering people's questions, typically we have a timer. I didn't have like a good spot for the glass timer that you'd really be able to see it well. And so, but I'm going to set a timer I'm going to do it on my watch so it doesn't like blast really loud. Are you ready? So our topic is, how do we work together? All right.
So which way are we going to take it? Like, how do we practically work together? How do we, 'cause like you kind of alluded to earlier, it is something that we are intentional about in our marriage. It's a facet of our marriage that we intentionally try to work on. And
yes. So let's start by talking about why it's important to us. Providential relationships. We'll see where that goes, and then we'll get practical. Even if we run out of time, we'll get practical. And so let's talk about why it is important to us in our marriage.
There's something about getting to work together towards something that we both enjoy, or just one of us enjoys. Maybe it's just one of us helping the other do something. There's some part of our relationship, a marriage relationship, that I think needs that. It's like feeding a plant, or watering a plant. It's like it needs different kinds of nutrients, right? Your body needs different kinds of nutrients. You need water, but you also need iron, or you die. You also need B vitamins, or you die. It's the B vitamins.
B vitamins is when you eat honey for B vitamins. Bzz. Be yourself.
It's so bad. It's so epic.
I'm here for the rest of your life, sucker. Anyway, so
that was good. B vitamins. We need to tell the kids that one.
That's a good one.
Finley will really enjoy that.
Yes.
But also learning how to work together and not want to murder each other.
Yes.
It's always fun to get to do things and invest in our relationship in that way. I don't know how else to say it other than it's important to us because it's a facet of our relationship that needs attention and growth and input, or it withers and dies.
Yeah.
Just like everything else.
And we do have some language built around it, but let me back up, because I think anybody in any kind of relationship, even to the most minor, works together in one way or another. Like, we are actively a team, you and I, to keep our children alive. And for whatever reason, kids have like a penchant to want to put themselves in situations where it's a little bit perilous.
Right.
But so it's like we work together for our home, for our family. If you're in a workplace, you work towards shared goals and things like that. And so I'll back out and say that some of the very intentional language that we use, we talk about providential relationships and we talk about stewardship. And so when we talk about working together, it's not just like it's intentional work that we do together. And so let's talk about teamwork. A consistent language in our marriage is we say same team a lot, because if you go back to Genesis, it's like after God's created all the things he says each time, he creates light and he sees it's good, and he creates animals and plants. Right. It's all good. The first time he says that something isn't good is when he looks at when he looks at Adam and he sees that he's alone. He says, this isn't good. I'm going to make a helper that's just right for him. That word helper is such a wonderful word. It's the word etzer. It's not like a subservient word. It is I'm not going to get into it too far, but it is a teammate level word.
Right.
And even the command that they're given, go be fruitful and multiply, which we have 2 children, so win-win. And I told Wes he wasn't allowed to make inappropriate jokes because I didn't want to have to edit. So I'm just going to make jokes that are like right on the fringe, just so he feels like he left out.
It's
anyway.
like when Michael Scott can't say that's what she said.
Yeah.
Episodes.
And he's like, that's what.
And Jim keeps setting him up. He's like,
Yep. And he's
That's what I feel like over here.
Yep. And so be fruitful and multiply and go and subdue the earth and all of these things. And so from the very beginning, husbands and wives, or you could just say people in general were designed to work together, to do work together. I think when we look historically, we see like if you came from a family of bakers, you probably were going to marry someone who was a baker. You knew how to do that work. You worked together collaboratively, things like that. I think in the modern era, you do see a lot of people whose jobs are drastically different, like an accountant and a ballerina. And so we've lost some of that, like working together on a daily basis, other than in intentional ways, other than just the really like ground level, like keeping your kids alive.
Right.
And so we believe that we're designed to be a team and to work together. And we see that from the very beginning when God says, I'm going to make a helper that's just right for you. We talk about it like the same team. We're meant to be working together on the same team towards the same goals. And so we do try to communicate those goals. And like you said, sometimes it is something that we're working towards. Sometimes it is something that we're cheering each other on for.
Right.
And so there's that component is like, we believe that we are meant to work together and steward together. That's what we desire for our future. Do you have anything you want to add to that before I go into providential relationships? But we believe, if I can summarize, that we are designed to work together, to complement each other towards shared goals. And so that's why I loved this question.
Right. But, and there's a lot of like you said, it's not always, some things are like the garden in the backyard, right? We both have a desire to do that. You're a lot more hands-on with the actual garden and doing, all the things, and you make videos of it that are hilarious. But it didn't just like drop out of the sky. Like I went back there and was like, you were like, oh, I'd like to have an archway and another raised bed thing and a thing. And I was like, cool. The grass doesn't grow here well anyway. I'm just going to cut out all the grass and put it all in the rock. And I have to move that sprinkler because it'll laser beam all the plants down. And,
so is my goal in so many ways, but because we're a team,
and I love to make things. I love to build things. And I love to, it's elbow grease and hard work, but it's, it's stuff that I enjoy to do. So it's not like it was difficult and painstaking. I was sitting there rolling my eyes. It's a common thing. So some things are like that. And then some things are like the podcast of like, I support you, but this is not my go. This is your vision and your thing to do. And I'm here to
absolutely
support it while I have it.
So when I needed to put chairs together up at the studio, you were there and you helped put the chairs together. Or you just support, you celebrate. We went out. This was super fun. We went out to dinner the other night because the Everyday Truths page hit 100,000 views on YouTube. Really exciting things. 100K, especially considering like after the first 6 months, it had like 1,000 views. And like the objective and the goal is like, if it affects one person, that's enough. Like that's enough. But it was really neat to see an opportunity to just share a message with 100,000 people. Like that's really cool. And so, whereas you've never helped with, say, the YouTube page, you celebrated that with me. I may not be out at the ranches doing the controlled burns and planting the plots and doing all of those kinds of things, but I celebrate those things with you. And so even in that, where we support one another, which isn't necessarily working together, but we do work to help each other be successful. So when you do controlled burns, you have to be gone for a long time. Not gone for like months or something like that.
No,
but say
it's a full day. I mean, there's a lot of prep and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
We support each other in that, but I think that's still teamwork, but that's not specifically what we're talking about. But I think we are talking about like, hey, how we're a team, but let's be more specific about how we work together.
The shortest answer is like, if somebody's like, oh, how do y'all work together? Like as husband and wife, if y'all are going to do a shared project, regardless of what it is, do you butt heads and just like want to murder each other? Or do you all, have a good balance? The short answer is I think we work well together. It does a little bit depend on what it is.
Absolutely.
If we are moving or organizing a space that is a disaster, I am so easily overwhelmed with that kind of thing because I see every little tiny thing and they are all equally like important, and
Or
I
you'll
can't
open a box and
prioritize.
you're like, look at this thing. And you get into like
I'm
everything.
like,
And
yeah, and it's like I don't even know what to. And so I just find myself standing and like looking at everything. So I have to, when we've done those kinds of things, I have to, one, just shut up and realize my weaknesses and just come to you and be like, give me one thing to do.
yeah.
So it's some of that is
Oh,
that's on the more practical side of how do we work together.
yeah. If you want to get really practical, we have very few projects where we're both in charge. One of us has to be in charge and the other is in a
Yeah.
support role. For example, the garden beds is a great one. Like it would have been a terrible idea for me to come out and micromanage that. You asked me for input and I gave it, or
It's
we
like
have a quail pin.
vision and execution.
Yes, absolutely. Or if I came out to help, you keep using control burns as the example. So, which is like the strategic burning of specific land plots to encourage growth. I feel like that was a good definition.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I'm not even going to let you correct me. I feel really good about it. It's exactly what it is. Science.
Prescribed burning.
Prescribed burning. And so you, like if I come out to help, there is no reason for me to try to manage any of that. And for us cleaning stuff out, it's like, yes, Lord have mercy, don't ask me any questions. Like, if you know where it goes, go put it away. Don't ask questions. I'm in the zone. Let's go. And so, but we work really well together. But I think what's more important, take out examples. Like right now, we're working together to figure out some move things and things like that. But if you take out the specifics of it, I would say that I've lost my train of thought. That
Found it.
we have discovered that if it's been a while since we worked together, there is something missing in our relationship because there is something so
Feels
critical.
clunky.
It does. Yeah. And it's just something's not in alignment. And because we've just discovered it is so critical that we are working towards an intentional goal together that is very tangible and hands-on because we're both just hands-on people. And so that is just so critical. And so I think that comes down to is that there's a principle that we live by that's called like providential relationships. And if you imagine any good relationship in your life, any close relationship in your life, there's 4 things that are present. It's you eat together, you play together, you talk about life and God together, and you work together. And if you think about those things, like you don't sit down and have a meal with people you don't like typically. Play, you don't think about play as being an important component, but in your really close relationships, you do have something that isn't work focused that you do together. You sit and you talk about life and God. You work together. You recreate. There you go. And so working together, we really believe all of these elements is really, really important in our marriage. And so it's the reason that we make sure to fit it in, whether it's a big thing, whether it's a little thing, whatever that looks like. And especially as we're working towards our future together.
Right.
And so maybe our time's about to go off. I don't know that I feel like we've covered it. I
feel like we've danced around it a little bit. If to put a fine point on it, we work together well, but with intentionality, because it is a facet of our marriage that we try to focus on.
Yeah. And I think maybe
there's a little bit more why in there than how. But
you know where I think we struggle? I think I put my finger on it. Where we struggle to work together is when there isn't a shared goal. Okay, so I can think of a story, and I've shared this when I've done same team stuff, but the kids were really, really small. And I have created like an agenda in my head that I haven't shared with you.
Right.
Like I have a goal in my head
Communication breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we are not working towards the same goal. And I am very frustrated that you have not read my mind. And so what's happening is we're packing up to go somewhere. I've decided that like, hey, we're supposed to be there by 10. So we need to leave by there at the house by 9:25 because we have to get there and we have to load the kids up and the parking and the blah, 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 and the such and such, whatever. Like I have this like dialed in. And so I'm getting the kids' bags ready and whatever. And you're like leaning against the counter and you like have your coffee cup and you're just sipping the coffee and you're just chatting and doing all the things. And of course, I'm not asking for help. I'm just like getting ready louder for you to like take the cue or something. And so finally, after however many slammed cabinets or whatever, you know, you're like, what is your deal?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what is wrong?
Okay, we have to
Is
leave the
something
house
wrong?
by the time. Yeah, right. No, I'm fine.
I'm
fine. So I'm going through this list and you're like, what's wrong? And you're like, are you okay? I'm like, of course I'm not. Will you like, come on? Because we have this to do. We have that to do. We got to leave by this time. And you're like, whoa. Like, you haven't told me any of that. And I'm like, well, like, are you new here? Like, you know what needs to happen before we leave the house. But then he goes, you didn't tell me what the goal was. So we couldn't work together to meet the same goal. And so that makes so much sense is when you aren't working towards a shared and clearly stated goal, it leads to nothing but frustration because
on both sides. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you may have different goals.
Mm-hmm.
You may have very different goals. And if you haven't shared them, you're setting yourself up for frustration. And I think that's at the crux of why working together is important is because you are achieving and you are working towards something together.
Right.
And so then when you accomplish it, it isn't just a win for the individual.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just like getting your way. It is a win for you as a team,
yeah.
Whether that's in a workplace, whether that's with friends or family, whether that's through whatever. Imagine like with the holidays coming up. And if you're watching this at another time, this is coming out like at the beginning of November. But with the holidays coming up, it may even be in family dynamics where you're like, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, however, like, you know that there's tensions. And so you set a goal of going, hey, we want this to be a really enjoyable experience for the kids, or we really want this to be a great holiday. Can we work to avoid these topics and things like that? You could just show up and go, well, they better not talk about this and have this expectation, but you haven't set this goal of, or whatever it is. Hey, we don't want to make as much stuff. We want this to be a little bit more stress-free and things like that. Well, you have to say that so you can work together towards a shared goal so that you can accomplish something together, because it feels good to win as a team or lose at a team. It's a lot easier to lose when you're a team. And so this applies deeply to marriage, but I think it's accurate for all kinds of different relationships in our lives. And so that shared goal means you can win together. If you don't have a goal, you don't know what a win looks like.
Right. Yeah. I think about covers it. It's very foundational.
Yeah.
You know, it feels very since the beginning of time.
There once was a dinosaur.
Man and woman meant to work together.
Yes, there was the loincloths.
It's like no, that's after the fall, pre-fall.
Pre-fall nakedness. No, it's just
Oblivious nakedness.
Oblivious, right? Just free, joyful. It's like
wasn't the original
dancing.
commission is to like steward dominion over the earth, right?
Yes,
Stewardship.
to
That's why it
and
feels
take
so
care
like deep in my heart. And the original, like, now both of you work together to do this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all plural language. It's not like assistant to the regional manager. Yes.
I thought Genesis 1:1, y'all.
No, let's look that up real quick. No. And so, yes, that's why it's so important to us. We've said all the things. And so today, so I don't know if we answered the how we work together, but I think it does in a lot of ways. It's why we desire to work well together. And then we make that happen. And that's the how.
Yeah, there's some execution, but I think some of the how, I mean, we answered a lot of why. I think we went with why for a lot.
That's okay.
Of that. But how, there is some like taking a back seat. Like, I know that I'm going to have to intentionally lay back and let your vision come out and not chime in. I'm going to have to be the support and not the lead on this. It's swallowing pride in some things when you're wrong, about something. There's plenty of things like that we encounter. It's some basics of just working with another person, especially your spouse.
Yeah, and that goes both ways.
Right.
That goes both ways. We're never to
knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses, knowing your own weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Right. And being okay with them.
Asking
letting
for
the other
help.
people cover it. I mean, it's what a team is for,
It's so interesting.
Tim Duncan's not the point guard.
Yeah. Oh gosh, can you imagine? Like
There's a couple times he dribbled up the court, and you're just like you're like in full panic because you're just like, get rid of the ball, Timmy.
It's like watching the Jolly Green Giant trying to just like.
Although Wemby is like, of course he's like string bean because he's young, but he's like that dude can handle the ball.
Yeah.
But it looks goofy because he's Gumby proportions.
Yeah. I think what we loved about Tim so much was like the character element. So we'll have to see if Wemby develops that in the Spurs organization. Sorry, we've gone Spurs basketball for a minute.
Sorry. San Antonio.
But yeah, anyway, so that's the key to working together is understanding that it's vital and then working from there, backing out from there and then making it work. State the goals clearly, win together, lose together, but at least you're doing it together. And so that's what I've got. That's what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more conspiracy theories that have come up in this moment?
No, I'll just end up restating the one that I think is epic.
Perfect. Love it. There you go. High five. We did it.
We did it.